welcome. All right, so what we need to do now in creating the project that we want to work on is to create a new folder. So you right click and come to the new aspect. So you see a new folder. So you will name the folder as food block. So you can open it on your VS Code direct. So try to open it on your VS Code. Now, one thing you need to do is first you need to create your index HTML. So create your index HTML. So then after that, you need to create your CSS folder. I'll be holding those folders right there. So after that, you can create your style.css. Then after that, you create another one which is called media query, because I want us to use stuff called separation techniques in programming, a situation whereby you need to create a different files or different folders, and linking them together. So that's basically what we call separation techniques in programming. So you will change your title to food block right there. So then how do we do it? So now we can link it together. So let's link all those CSS folder that we just created. So let's link them. So we do slash so with let's path to the CSS. So let's path to the main CSS itself. So yeah, I think this is cool. All right, and let's place a text inside. So let's create an H1, call it hello restaurant. All right, so now, like as I said earlier, so now we need to create a variable, because one of the ways you will learn is by learning as a professional. And if you check, there's a lot of things here that you need to create so that we can use it over and over again. Are you there? But before we journey, you will see that when you check the UI, we have some font. So let me switch back to this mode so that I can able to access those fonts. So let me switch back. Coming. All right. So you see that we have some default font that being used in creating this. So like we have a Helvetica. Yeah, we have an Helvetica. Then we have minified. Yeah. So then we have minified. Then let's check if you have another one. Okay, we have intent. So let's get these three fonts ready in our project. So let's go to our browser, create a new tab. Then you search for Google font. So maybe if you have an existing stuff in your embedded code, so clear it. So let me go back. So the very first one is Helvetica. So let me search for the font. All right, the font cannot be found. Okay, let's check for another one. All right, so we have Inter here. So let's add Inter to our cart. So you can see that we already add to our cart here. So you can see, come back to font to search for another one. So the another one is minified. So let me search for minified. So let me add it to the cart again. So when I add to the cart, it brought me this. So only thing I need to do is what? So I just need to cut or copy this. So you copy this and you place it in your head section here. So you save it. So we have the fonts being ready in our working space. So now what else we need to do is to create a variable based on the design that we have. So now we have a lot of variable that you will be creating. Firstly, we need a variable for color. So you can see that we have multiple colors. So I think the main color here is green and let's say and white and black. So let's create those colors. So then now the more primary one is green, and I think the secondary one here is basically black. Then white is just a name saying neutral. So let's go to our style.css to do that. Now what is a variable? A variable is a container that helps us to hold values. Are you there? So in CSS or in general in programming, we have two types of variables. We have a global variable and a local variable. So a global variable is a variable that you declare globally that can be used anywhere in your code. While a local variable is just a variable that you define in a function scope or in a declaration block. So if it is CSS, you can only use it in one declaration block. Another declaration block cannot access it. So for the sake of this course, we declare a global variable so that we can have a variable all over and over again. So so what we need to do now is to create a container called root element, which is a root pseudo class. Are you getting me? So it's a pseudo class that we use. So now we need to create a variable. So how do we create a variable? So you put hyphen means two hyphen, then the name of your variable. So I will do color primary right there. So then this is my variable name right there. So I'll store value into it. So I'll go back to my Figma file here and I'll click on one icon that has the color green. Don't forget that green is our color stuff, is our primary color. So you scroll down to this point, so you see this, then you can copy this color right there, then you can go to your CSS and paste it. So like this. So now we have the color primary, then we can do the same for the secondary as well. So let's do secondary. So I think the secondary is black. So let's check the black that they use or they have been using. So now to do the black, so you come to this part and click on it. So you see that we have 3 in 6 spaces. So that's the Madema value that they use. So then now we need to create another one which is called color for all the white stuff that we have there. So so now we create in 6 places. I think these are the three default colors that we have in this project. Sorry, yeah, these are the 3 colors that we have in this project. So now another thing that we need to do is to get the fonts that we have. Are you there? So we need to define font. So now to define font, we said FFF. So now we need to store those fonts in a font family. So we do FFFF. So we name it Alvatica, which is the name of the font. So we know it's here. So we now call it saying Alvatica right there. So then you can create a fallback font. So let's create a fallback font. So we can still do same thing for other fonts, which is Intel. So we can do Intel. Then you can create a fallback as well. You can create a fallback for the font. So then we can still do for another one called mini 5. So let's call that one, so call it mini fraud. So I think is one for back is cursive, so don't forget those fonts stuff that we have. So I think here, should we change it to, let's leave it this way. Okay, let's change all these guys to a small letter so that it can be easy for us. So let's save it now. So we have all these guys now. Are you getting me? So now another thing that we need to create as a variable is all these font size. So we need to create a font size for all this stuff. So we need to create a font size. So then let's check. So we have different font size. So we have for this we have so our font size here is 24. So we have for 16s. So we have for 16. So this is 60. Then this here is so let's check the font that is here. So here is in tint. So let's quickly create all those fonts ready for us. So let's do it. So to create a variable for fonts, you do fx, that's font size. So you can do let's check so that we know how to name those variables. So let's check once again to be able to know how to do the variable. So we can do fx. So we can do, can we call it this large? All right, so let's call this 16 sm. So let's check if we have a small last font in this project, so that we know how to use them. So let's check for this. So what is the font size for this? Okay, this is a 16. All right, so this is 16, this is 16 as well. This is 20. Okay, so this is 20. All right, this is 20. All right, this is 20. Okay, so let's check again. So I just want to know all those font size ready. So this is 24. All right, so all these ones are 20. Okay, okay, 16th. Okay, 16th. Okay, 16th. Okay, okay. All right, so let's quickly do this now so that we can join it. So let's create a variable for all these colors. I'm sorry, yeah, all these font size. So let's come back to our CSS now. So create a variable. So do fs. So the very first thing you need to do is what? Extra small. So now the extra small can be 16 px. Are you there? So then for small can be for 20 px. Then for medium it can be for 24 px, or rather this small can be for 18 px. I think we have 18 px in this stuff. So for 18 px, this is for 20 px. So this one will be for extra small, and this will be for small. So we have extra small, extra small, small. So then we can create another variable for sm, which is for the medium, which will holds value of 24 px. All right, then we have another one which is for large. So let's check the amount of large stuff that we have in our distance, so that before we join, I think okay, So this is extra large. So all these ones are extra large. So let's check if we have another value for this. Okay, I think all this are okay. They are 24, which is a medium. Okay, this is for, so I'm looking for one that we can use for large. Okay, so let's continue. So let's check for this. All right, we have 18. We have created a variable for that already. All right, 18. So now I think one of the things that we need to work on now is to create for large. So our large will be 48. So then the extra, so we can create for another one which is called extra large, which is 16. So if there's an update, we'll be doing that later on. So now there's another need for us to create another variable for colors, because as you are going, I discovered that there's a new colors in what we are doing. So so let's try to source for those colors. So I think all these colors are different. So we have, if you check, you see that color that is here is two kind of different. So we can call this one basically gray. Yeah, so let's name it a variable color gray. So give it a color gray, then you can put this as well. All right, so then after that, what else again do we need to do? So let's check for this color again, this one, this particular one's here. So we have another one which is called, so let's call it, is it dark? So let's call this one a dark. So let's say we have a color dark. Yeah, so let's call it color dark. Sorry, I need to put semicolon here. So let's call it color dark and paste it. Then we need to, don't forget your semicolon, is very important. So then what else again do we need to do? All right, so I think I've completed everything. So I think I saw one now, one color now. So which is this. So we can call this one light gray. So let's call this one light gray. So call it, give it a variable color, light gray. All right, so you can create your code and fix the color. And please don't forget your semicolon is very important. And I think I don't know if I've created something for this one. All right, I think all those colors are ready, they are set. So we have how many? So we have 6 colors here. So let's check if our color is 6. So 1 2 3 4 5 6. Wow, so we're able to do it now. So let's try to apply it to our HTML to see how it works. So let's give this a class of logo either. So then you can call the class, so using full stop because as a selectors. So we can call, let's say we want to call the class stop. My co-pilot suggested some code for me, so let me go for this code that has been suggested by my co-pilot. So we define the font family to be minified. Then we have a font size which is called FX extra large, that's 60px. Then we have a color which is our primary color, which is color grade. So let's run this in our live server to see if what we are doing is to see what we have done so far. All right, so I think the color is not working yet, so let's check what's going on. Is it working? That the screen is not showing. All right, so let's change the color to something else. So let's say we want to change the color to light gray. So let's change it to light gray to see. Okay, so the color is not working. Okay, let's try to add it to another stuff. So let's define a background color and let's cork. So now whenever you want to use the variable, you have to define a method called var method. So inside it you pass your variable name. So you do variable name. So let's say the variable name is primary, and let's refresh. Wow, so it's not working. So let's see what's going on. So let me come out to my VS Code to see what's going on. So we have var this, var name. So let's see. All right, so let's see what's going on. So yeah, it's actually correct. Yeah, so we have this okay, hash. All right, so it's actually correct. So I don't know why it's not working. So okay, let me look for the error that is here. Okay, yeah, sorry, I put all those color inside code. They're not supposed to be inside code, they're supposed to be all alone. So let's remove those codes that we specified here. So let's remove it one after the other. So let's see. So yeah, it should work now. So let's run it in our live server to see. All right, you can see that it's working correctly. So that's how we can use a variable in our CSS. So thank you so much for your time. See you in another video.